Hello children, welcome back to your online class. Hope you all are fit, fine and healthy with all your family members. So let's continue our chapter 1 matter. Now children, in our previous video we have learned what is matter made up of, what are the states of matter, and in states of matter we have learned the characteristics of solids. Now today we are going to learn the characteristics of liquid. Now first of all, we all know liquids do not have fixed shape. For example, here is water in this container, in this glass. Now it has taken the shape of this glass, but if I pour this into this cup, then it will take the shape of this cup only. So liquids do not have fixed shape, they take the shape of that container in which they are kept. Also, liquid flow from higher level to lower level. For example, this water cannot go up, but here it can come from high level to low level. Okay, this is high level to low level, but I can't pour like this. Okay, so liquids flow from higher level to lower level. This is another characteristic of liquids. Okay, and the the matter which flow is known as fluid. So these are also called fluid because they can flow. Clear? So liquids do not have fixed shape, but they have fixed volume. Means wherever they will kept, they will take same amounts of space. Clear? So they have fixed volume but do not have fixed shape. This is clear? Now what we have learned? We have learned that liquids have fixed volume but no fixed shape. Means even they change their shape but they occupy same amount of space. Okay. Now second thing is liquids flow from a higher level to a lower level. Now third one is liquids are slightly compressible than solids. For example, this duster is solid, we can't compress it. Okay, we can't compress it. But liquids are slightly compressible. We can compress it, but if I will compress it tightly, it can be broken down. Okay. So liquids are slightly compressible than solids. Now we will talk about the characteristics of gases. This is the third state of matter. Okay. Generally, gases do not have a definite shape. They spread out to fill up all the space available to them. For example, this is perfume. This is also an example of gas. Okay, if I want to hold it, I can't hold it. It will spread out. It will spread out everywhere. So its volume also not fixed. Okay, it doesn't have a fixed volume. Clear? So gases do not have fixed volume as well as fixed shape. They also take the shape of container. For example, if they are filled up in gas cylinder, they take the shape of that cylinder. But volume is not fixed and they can be compressed very easily. Okay, because we can fill perfume in this bottle and in a very small bottle, but as soon as it will be out, it will spread out to everywhere whatever space is available to it. gases are often invisible to us, means we cannot see them. Mostly we cannot see the gases. Because of that, a container is said to be empty if there is no liquid or solid in it. For example, this glass. What you will say, what we will say, that it is empty. But actually it is not empty. Now you will say there is no liquid and there is no solid also. Why it is not empty? Because there is air in it. Clear? Air is mixture of gases, state of matter. Okay, so it is having air in it, so we can't say that it is empty container. Clear? But because gases are invisible, so that we assume that that container is empty. So what we have learned? We have learned that gases have no fixed volume and shape. Second, gases are highly compressible. And third one, they are often invisible and they take the shape of container. Clear? So these are the characteristics of gases. Children, whenever we differentiate the solids, liquids and gases, we talk about the three basic things: intermolecular space, intermolecular force and arrangement of particles. We all know that matter is made up of tiny particles. Clear? So each matter, everything contains particles. Okay, here is arrangement of particles shown in solids, liquids and gases. Clear? Now two more things which I have told you. Intermolecular space. What is intermolecular space? See, the space between the particles, this space between the particles is known as intermolecular space, and the force with which particles are attracting, okay, that force is known as intermolecular force. Force between the particles is known as intermolecular force. These two are very important. So what I have said, interparticle space is space between the particles of matter, and interparticle forces, attraction forces between the particles of matter. So these are the basic requirement to differentiate the solids, liquids or gases. First of all, we see the arrangement of particles, how they are arranged. Okay, for example, in solids, if we say particles are very close to each other, they are tightly packed together in solids. Okay, so interparticle space is minimum between the particles. See here, interparticle space is minimum, and interparticle forces, because they are close together, it means interparticle force is high. They are attracting with each other very strongly. So interparticle forces are very high in solids. That's why solids are rigid, hard, incompressible and they cannot change their shape. Now you can ask, what about sponge? Sponge is solid, yet we can compress it. Why we can compress sponge while it is solid? Because sponge has tiny holes in it which trapped air in it, and when we squeeze the sponge, what happened? That air is expelled out and we can easily compress it, squeeze it. But as I have told you, solids can change their shape only under the pressure or by applying the force. When we release the sponge, it comes again in its original shape. Okay, so that it is a solid. Clear? One more thing you can ask, sugar can take the shape of container. Here some sugar is in this container. It has taken the shape of this container, and if I will pour this sugar into this bowl, it will take the shape of this bowl. Then why we say sugar is a solid? Because that characteristic is of liquid. Liquids take the containers shape of the container. So why sugar is called solid? See children, sugar has taken the shape of container, but still if we see the crystal of this sugar, they do not change their shape. They are same in shape. Clear? So only we see that sugar has taken the shape of container, but its crystals do not change their shape, so sugar is known as solid. So what is the conclusion? Conclusion is, in solids particles are closely packed, they have minimum interparticle space and have a strong interparticle force in between them. The position of particles are close to each other, they are tightly packed, and the particles of a solid move in their own position, they vibrate in their own position, they cannot go from one place to another place, they are not free to move. Clear? The particles of a solid are close together and vibrate in their own position. These are the properties of solids. Earlier we have learned about the characteristics of the solids. Now these are the properties of solids. Now if we see the arrangement of particles in liquids, so position of the particles in liquids are not fixed. Clear? They can move from one place to another, but within the liquid only. They are not free to move anywhere. They can move from one place to another, but within the liquid only. For example, if I take some water into this glass and I spread out it onto the floor, that water will not spread out in an entire room, because particles are free to move within the liquid only. Particles in liquids are close together but not as close as in solids. They have interparticle space more than the solids, and they have interparticle forces less than the solids. These are the properties of liquids. Now if we see the arrangement of particles in gases, particles of gases are far apart from each other than solids and liquids. They have minimum interparticle space, okay, and they have negligible interparticle force, means attraction force is negligible. So that's why they can move freely, they can move in any direction, okay. That's why they spread out in whole space, whatever space is available to them, because there is no interparticle there is large particle interspace and there is minimum interparticle force, negligible interparticle force, okay, and they are free to move anywhere. These are the properties of gases. Now on the basis of all the properties and characteristics, we can differentiate the solids, liquids and gases. So what are the differentiation? Properties are, first property is shape. If we differentiate, solids have definite shape, liquids do not have definite shape, and gases also do not have definite shape. Now second thing is volume. Solids have definite volume, liquids do not, liquids also have definite volume, and gases do not have definite volume. Now third one is flow, or we can say fluidity. This is the property of fluidity. Solids cannot flow. Liquids can flow from higher level to lower level, and gases can flow in all directions. Okay. Now next one is compressibility. Solids cannot be compressed. They are incompressible. Okay. Now liquids slightly compressible than the solids, and gases are highly compressible. Okay. Now next thing is intermolecular space. Now we all know in solids intermolecular space is minimum. In liquids intermolecular space is more than solid, and in gases intermolecular space is very large. Okay. Now next one is intermolecular force. Student, don't get confused. Intermolecular space and interparticle space is same. Similarly, intermolecular force and interparticle force is same. Okay, so don't get confused. Now intermolecular force in solids is maximum, and intermolecular force in liquids is less than solids, and in gases intermolecular force is negligible. Clear? Now last one is movement of particles. In solids particles do not move freely, they are tightly packed with each other. Okay, they are closely packed. Then in liquids movement of particles can move freely but within the liquid, and in gases particles are free to move anywhere. So these are the differences between solids, liquids and gases. So children, we have completed this chapter. Now till our next video, be safe, stay at home and be regular in your assignments. Thank you and bye-bye.